2,000 years ago, Jesus Christ walked the earth, and he was crucified. Fast forward to today, those that are playing Jesus are not. That nobody is, because it was already fulfilled back then. So let me get that part straight. Completely straight. Jesus Christ died 2,000 years ago. They already crucified him. When I hopped on YouTube 4 years ago, I never hopped on YouTube to try to play Jesus. In the meanwhile, I found out that a lot of people are playing that role. A lot of people are playing it. You have the Elijah type that's being played out. You have people that are taking on the Paul role, the Peter role. And so if Peter was already crucified upside down, as some of you understand it to be that way, that also means that, well, then Jesus Christ already died. So if they're trying to pin anybody to be Jesus Christ, or if they're trying for someone to actually be like Barrabus, let Barrabus go. Well, yeah, he was set free. That's like it's like Satan being cast down, and then his two mouthpieces being thrown into the lake of fire. So as I'm seeing this happen, and you guys are going to play it out to the T, and that's the part of the spirit that it's like, just get it over with, because it's sickening how the deception runs so thick towards everybody, and how the things are played out like that regardless. So I'm the scapegoat, is what I've learned. I'm the scapegoat Jesus guy that they're going to play out. And even though Christ already died. But in order to have because what is Jonathan Kleck doing? What are you doing, Jonathan Kleck? What was your entire purpose of hopping on YouTube and then doing your thing for the past 10 years? Why did you come down here, and what was your goal? I believe your goal was to be called Jesus, as the Sodom and Gomorrah, the way that the whole host body system is, getting people to do things that they normally wouldn't do because of the interpretation of what you have been leading people on to believe that the Bible is saying. And so I've been trying to figure out how to say this, because the last thing that I want anybody to do is to think that they can get away with what their thoughts are. And as I'm involved, and as the builders are involved, and my boss is buying a farm, and Kleck is making moves in order to get that farm the way it is, in order to play this thing out at the end. There's some donkeys there. Do you see the whole setup? I never came onto YouTube saying I'm Jesus. I never came onto YouTube pretending to be him. In the meanwhile, I found out so many other people are doing that exact same thing. So they're gonna play this out exactly. Everything that I say is like, yeah, you're finding out, Robin, that they attacked your third eye. So they're putting things into movement because of what you're saying. Okay, how did that happen? I don't even know anybody. I've never known anybody from the other side of this platform until I hopped on it and started to get to know people. So Jonathan Kleck is I would have to pin him as the Barrabus type, and then they're gonna use me as a scapegoat Jesus. And some people might actually think that for real, and that's why they truly are okay with the whole like killing me type of thing. So it's up to those that are running this for that to happen or not, because there's nothing I can do besides, even if I stop my YouTube channel right now and just stepped off, which is probably coming up, but at this exact moment, because that would happen because of the disgust of everybody and everything, just the sickening part of the whole, like how does that take place? So even if I stop what I'm doing right now, it doesn't matter. The way from what I've created isn't just going to stop and then everybody's going to leave me alone. There is going to be a point though where I'm finally left alone, and I'll say at that point, yeah, I mean, it was all worth it. But it's not at the moment, because there's that feeling of, the only thing Satan has on me right now is the fact that I know that's that part of the spirit that is still dwelling in people, where there's a complete blinder, and I feel like Jonathan Kleck is the one that can actually lift that veil off of people's spirit. But at this moment, I don't think Jonathan Kleck's the same person as before. I don't. I definitely think that he changed, but he's not saying it to you. He can't say it to you at the moment. He can't tell you exactly what he sees, what he's being shown. The things that he knows is the stuff that most don't. Because when you're behind the scenes and you have the ability as like a landlord, when you can just make moves and have people hop up from a $3 million farm to just go to another farm and switch deeds to have my boss get involved because of this, and with the millions and billions of dollars, they're not going to want to lose that, and they're going to choose Barrabus. It's just what they're going to do. They're going to choose him, but not understanding that who you're choosing is the one that has all the information of the truth. And so when you pick the wrong person, because it's like, we don't want Robin in charge of us. He doesn't even say, get out of here. We want Barrabus. But do you understand that Jesus Christ already died 2,000 years ago? Do you get that? Of course not. Because you're brainwashed into believing that, no, it's Robin. Yeah. Oh, man, I can't wait to get him to the farm and we can kill him. And then there's Jonah. So there's the reverse role of Jesus and Jonah, because they both were sleeping in the boat at one point in time. So Barrabas is the one that gets chosen. He's a murderer, basically. I mean, it could represent Paul over there, because there's so many different characters that are being played out by the same person. So I just want you to know, Jonathan, that I called on to the whole scheme of things, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm sure I'll be corrected. But Jesus Christ already died 2,000 years ago, which means that was fulfilled. What happens the second time around is, as Nick says, that the Elijah type. So is anybody trying to kill Nick over there? No, because he already went and had his infection on his hand last year as he was sitting in the hospital. So that's a wrap. So if it's already been a wrap, or you've been inverted, well, you're good to go. You're good, and that's the lie. That's a lie that you're being told, the perception of it. And then on top of that, as I've always thought, there's there's two sides of this. One side will try to get the person that they're picking to go into the to play the Jesus scapegoat. They're gonna pick that person, and that person that they're gonna pick to be the scapegoat is gonna be the one that, well, initially it's like, here comes the one side. Father, Robin, Father, God. No. Yes, I'm your son, Jesus. And then so that's right now the direction that Jonathan Clegg is going is in that direction, because I've been showing him everything for the past couple years, and he knows that what I'm showing him is I can only get that from God, the message. That's the only way I can think these things through, and he knows that, and he's shown Quarry and a couple other people, but they're the ones that have the actual truth. But they're the ones that you would pick because you know them. But that's the biggest deception. So I have to understand that even though I'm disgusted at the whole thing, that has to happen to where it turns the tables and then everything gets flipped upside down. Those stand in shame, everlasting shame, some to life, everlasting life. All because of I hop on this platform, I start showing what really truly is happening, and I know that they see it, and I know that 95% of people that would be watching this video don't see it. So there's your perception of whatever it is that you think, and I just have to accept it. And then there's the other side. No, Robin, come here. We know you're Jesus. Oh, Jonathan, oh, Barrabus. Hey, look, I'm your father, because I came from heaven. You're my son. Just all of you, just get away from me. Leave me alone. And that's how I feel like it's going to be. Just you get away from me, and you get away from me, because I'm tired of it all. These are all trying to play somebody that you're not. The whole problem with this entire world is people just aren't being themselves. And then the fact that my boss is in on it too, because of the money and because of the situation, because this isn't just going to be it's not going to be the way that I would desire it to be up front. It'll be that way after the fact of the sickness they're going through. But to use people and use the money, because, it's your artwork, it's the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, and you guys run the planet with the pieces of paper that you got people just stuck. So when you use them against me, they're gonna definitely just take the offer, and it's gonna hurt, of course, to see that ahead of time. To see that, man, I've known my boss for 20 years. He's gonna turn on me like that. And if he doesn't turn on me, if you don't turn on me, Dave, I really highly respect that even more. But I see where this is going, and it'll be played out the way it needs to get played out. But just understand this: Jesus Christ already died 2,000 years ago.